Hello, my name is Daniel Rosen and I'm going to discuss assignment number 10, Motivation, my top 5. The first motivational strategy that I chose is to provide a clear learning goal and objective. So the learning objectives are not different than goals because they serve four main purposes. The first one is to describe the purpose of an activity or intervention. Second, to establish a desired result. Third, to identify the methodology to be used to get there. And fourth, to determine how success will be measured. Objectives should not be created to determine whether a student can or cannot do something. Instead, they are created to establish what additional intervention need to be considered for the students to develop to the point of working at an independent level of mastery. When clearly defined objectives are lacking, there is no sound basis for selection or designing of instructional materials, contents, or methods. If you do not know where you're going, it is difficult to select a suitable means for getting there. A second important reason for stating objective sharply has to do with finding out whether the objective has in fact been accomplished. Text examination are the mileposts along the road of learning and are supposed to tell instructors and students whether they have been successful in achieving the course objectives. But unless the objectives are stated clearly and are fixed in the minds of both parties, the tests are at best misleading, and at worst they are irrelevant, unfair, and provide no information. The test items designed to measure whether important instructional outcomes have been accomplished can be selected or created intelligently only when those instructional outcomes have been made explicit. A third advantage of clearly defining these objectives is that they provide students with a means to organize their own effort towards accomplishment to those objectives. And experience has shown that with clear objectives in view, students at all levels are better able to decide what activities and their part will help them to whether it is important to where it is important them to go. For example, in our residency program, each lecture or lecture series must provide a clear set of goals and objectives. The second motivational strategy is to eliminate or minimize any negatively condition around the subject. This is very linked to the NOS principles of adult learning. Adult learners are internally motivated and self-directed. Adults bring life experience and knowledge to the learning experiences. Adults are goal-oriented. Adults are also relevancy-oriented. Adults are practical, and most importantly, and very linked to this motivational strategy, is the last item, that adult learners like to be respected. The classroom environment has a direct effect on students' learning. A relaxed, non-threatening environment will allow learners to share their thoughts and expose areas of strength and weaknesses. The students must feel that the lecturer is approachable, and ensure meaningful participation of students not only in discussions but also in making decisions. In our program, we had a lecture series that is called the Unknown series. In this lecture, the students are put on the spot and required to make a diagnosis of a case that they have never seen or has been never discussed before. This was a very threatening environment for them, so we decided not to continue with this approach, and instead giving the residents the lecture of that particular topic before the unknown, and these unknown cases are now linked to those lectures. So now they have they have the information to discuss those cases in advance. Motivational strategy that I chose is to use differentiated instruction methods to enhance successful learning of new content. So a teacher must recognize that not all learners learn the same way, and that there are multiple ways and multiple learning styles. the use of this differentiated instruction, the teacher needs to understand that the student's need, either by meeting with them or by via surveys. The student and the teacher need to set clear expectations, honor individual learning styles. The teacher needs to coach individual needs and promote active learning whenever possible. For example, lectures are a great way of explaining a topic to many people at once, but it is easy to fall into presenting detailed coverage of a fact and findings, making the presentation very uninteresting. A PowerPoint presentation should not be a document, but a way of facilitating knowledge. Well-presenting and colorful audiovisual aids sustain the attention and improve understanding by increasing the clarity and interest of a particular topic. Using examples, analogies, metaphors, and models which are apt for the audience and the topic will definitely generate more interest. The fourth motivational strategy is to promote the learner's personal control of learning. A faculty or a teacher must be a facilitator and also consider the language barrier of the learners. Many of our students are not English is not their first language, and they struggle with the lectures from many faculty. So we decided to distribute handouts. Also, we ask the learners what have they learned from this lecture, what else they would like to learn about this topic, and what are they going to learn about their learning needs. Finally, the first motivational strategy is the use of case studies to enhance meaning. A common complaint in medical education, as stated in many papers, is that many students struggle to apply in the clinical context what they have learned in the theory. One way to overcome this problem is to explain the concept and ask the students how they will apply that concept on a relevant situation. Also, sharing personal experiences and giving additional information to the students from cases that one has encountered in his own practice is a great way to provide the student with knowledge that is not found elsewhere. And this definitely will sustain the students' attention and help them comprehend the concept and the discussion. So these are my top 5, and thank you for your attention.